Hey, what's up everybody? This is Johnny with Aqua Biz, based out of the 818 San Fernando Valley. And in this video, I'm gonna show you my van setup. So come check it out. Yeah, so this is my van setup right here. This is all the essential stuff that I have. And for the most part, the most important thing to always carry, and I don't have it, as you can see, because it's very important, is water conditioner. These are 16-ounce bottles of water conditioner, and you make sure that every time you take out water, we add either water from the water hose, from the faucet. We got to make sure that we always add water conditioner. It removes the chlorine, the chloramines, and all the contaminants that come directly from the sink.
So Johnny, what's another important piece of equipment that you have?
Another very important piece of equipment would probably be a vacuum and a nylon hose, as you would call it. This is called a python hose. I just call it, clear python hose. It comes in hand when you want to run 50 feet outside into the grass, into the drain, into the sink. It's very important to have, especially when you want to adapt it. This adapts directly into a water hose. And another piece of important tool that I always carry is this faucet adapter. This faucet adapter allows me to connect my hose directly into a sink, and I could just run it 50 feet, whatever, or I could just attach it. If it's a long distance, I can always attach my water hose to this and the water hose to the faucet. So this allows any kind of size of water hose to just directly adapt to the sink. You just remove the sink, you screw this on, boom, you're ready to rock and roll, man.
So do you have a third important piece of equipment that
I do. Would be this is called the algae scrubber. So this algae scrubber, depending if it's freshwater, depending if it's acrylic or glass, we have two different types of blades. This white one here is strictly for glass. If you use this on an acrylic fish tank, you will scratch it. And this blue one here is strictly for acrylic. So they just adapt in there, they hook on, boom. But this algae scrubber, it comes in hand because I flip it over and I move the sand around. I flip it over, depending what attachment I have on, I scrub it. But this is a very, very important tool. Aside from my magnets, let me show you guys my magnets. These are my algae scrubbers as well. One of them goes on the inside of the fish tank, and the other one goes on the outside. And I put this little piece of cloth, it's not cloth, but you just put it on there and it just snaps on there from the outside. This one goes inside the fish tank, this one goes on the outside, and it just snaps in there and allows me to move it and algae scrub it without sticking my hands inside of the fish tank. This is mainly for deeper fish tanks where I can't reach with the scraper. I can't reach to the bottom, so it allows me to go all the way underneath and just kind of algae scrub it. So this is a very important piece of tool that I carry every single day.
So Johnny, how much money have you invested in your equipment? Millions?
That's actually a good question. I don't know. I had never really done the math, but I probably invested at least, I'm gonna say, including the van. Is the van included?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna say I probably invested about $7,000 to $8,000 in the van, the equipment, the hoses, the blankets, the scrapers, the magnets, the digital. This is a digital saltwater tester. It allows me to test the temperature, the salinity levels. So it's not that it's expensive, but at the same time, once you start adding up everything, it builds up. But I think I paid like $5,000 for the van and maybe $2,000 in equipment, maybe around that. I don't have an exact number. I've never really done the math. I just kind of buy stuff, so I just go along with it.
So Johnny, when did you know you were ready for a second van?
I realized I was ready for a second van about 2 years ago. I really decided, we had a Volkswagen Beetle. We wrapped it like a clownfish, like a little Nemo fish, and we drove that around. It brought us a lot of business, but then you realize you can't really put a fish tank in there. You can't really put a lot of jugs of salt water or fresh water inside of that vehicle, even though we broke down the seats. So I realized, man, we're getting a lot of business. We're getting a lot of traffic coming in, and we're moving fish tanks. And at the same time, in a little coupe car, you can't really fit much. So I said, you know what, it's time for us to upgrade. And I wanted to keep it uniform, so I got another van exactly the same as this one. We'll probably check it out as soon as my employee finishes. He comes in here and he parks it, so you'll see them side by side. But I realized that about 2 years ago, once I realized that I can't fit so much equipment into a little car.
Got it. So Johnny, what's the current struggle that you have with your business, if any?
I'm gonna say traffic, and man, just not enough time. We just don't have enough time, don't have enough hours in the day. I mean, I try to wake up early in the morning and just try to go out there, but for the most part, I'm gonna say it's time and traffic. There's I mean, even coming here, when we're gonna shoot this, it just took me about an hour, and I'm just like, man, I was just so caught up in traffic, and I still have to go. After we're done with this, I have 2 jobs that I have to go. I have to go drop off fish. As you guys can see, I have live fish right now.
Oh, damn.
See a little goby that I have to go drop off. So I think the biggest issue is basically not necessarily competition, not necessarily other companies, but it's more focused on time, you know, spending my time wisely, making sure I'm at certain appointments at a certain time. Otherwise, it backs me up and it just throws me off.
Johnny, what's your next upgrade for your van or your business?
The next upgrade for my company will probably be getting these vans wrapped. As you guys can see, these vans are partially wrapped. They're not full wrap. I want a complete full wrap, and this is just a partial wrap. This is just basically a decal and some vinyl stickers that are on there. I'm gonna focus on getting a full wrap, something that kind of pops, something that kind of just catches your attention. That when you see the van driving by, you're like, dude, what was that? Something colorful, eye-catching. Like I said, I'm a big guy at visual. If people see it, you know, I don't think necessarily people are concerned about the name of my company. I think people are concerned about what I do. So if I could blast that out there of what exactly is it that I do, I think people will call me more, and I think it would probably be a time for an upgrade to get a 3rd or maybe even 4th van, but I'll probably say 3rd. It's kind of hard also finding employees that are trustworthy, that people feel comfortable, because you're not only letting them in your homes, I'm actually allowing them to go into people's businesses, something that people work hard for. And I'm sure you business owners that have a business know how important it is to actually just have an employee and trust them and let them allow you to drive your vehicles, come into your business, you know, and take care of it as much as you would. It's different when you have an employee than when you, as a business owner, care for your equipment, you know, care for your brushes, care for your foam guns, whatever it is, what kind of business, care for your van or your car. So it's kind of hard finding that 3rd person, but I'm sure we can find it. I'm sure the right people are out there.
Yeah, so what else do you keep in your van?
I keep rags. These are to wipe down the tanks, clean off some algae. I keep rags in here. I keep these blankets. These blankets come in hand. We lay them on people's homes. We put them on the floor, just so, you know, they're wooden floors, their tile doesn't get damaged. I also keep a big push broom. Sometimes we drain water into their driveways, so I make sure I push broom that, and it's not sitting, the water's not sitting there, because sometimes the water does smell. And then I also keep tools in here. You know, if we need a screwdriver, extra pumps, this is to pump out stuff. Then we got my toolbox here on the side. And we got little tools here, little robes, chemicals. We also keep chemicals in here, air pumps, lighting. If all you fish lovers out there know about these, you guys know that these are at the top of the food chain. So, cool.
So do you keep anything over here?
I do. This is for ponds.
Okay.
To net out ponds, to scrub algae. Just gotta have it right here, just ready to rock and roll. And then this is probably one of my favorite tools. It's actually called a mutt vac. So you attach a hose to here, and then you attach a vacuum hose out here in the back, and at the same time it gives it pressure. So you're basically vacuuming out all the sediment inside of the pond. So this makes your job easier. Instead of stirring up and going in there, you just vacuum it out completely. And then we also keep these are probably my most important tool for ponds. If you guys seen on my other video, I put these on, and you jump in ponds with this, you know, and you just don't get wet. It avoids you getting wet all the time.
So what else do you keep in the front?
Probably my favorite.
Your favorite?
It's probably gonna be this extra t-shirts, obviously, if in case I got wet, sometimes cleaning fish tanks, but it's probably this. Look, come check it out. this subwoofer, man. I spend a lot of time driving, so I gotta have my, you know, my bump.
Your music?
The music, man. Some beats.
Any specific songs you listen to while you're on the road?
I'm gonna say I listen to a lot of jazz, just to kind of keep me relaxed, you know, because you know it's frustrating driving in LA, you know, getting caught in traffic, and I do a lot of chill hop, you know, just beats, like, you know, just bass. That's why I have it there.
Nice.
So. All right, everybody. Well, that was my van setup. If you have any questions or concerns, please drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. It'll help the channel out, and it'll help us grow, and we would appreciate it because we're representing the 818 Valley, man.